I must have tied the tarp down well enough. The hail was coming down pretty heavy when I put it on. Well, I hope I did it well enough. I may have to go get some more parachute cord. Well, that wind really played heck on my tarp. Kind of shredded it. So I'm going to just leave it alone and work on the inside again for a bit. Next time I've got a sunny day, I'm just going to really go after getting around the edges so I can seal them up. Tired of beating my head against the wall on trying to get that sealed up. So, well, this is what the new vent fan looks like from the inside without the sealing material and the nice shroud that covers it all up. And it's pretty easy to hook up. Now, I don't usually care for the little twist-on wire nuts, but that's what the manufacturer used. So I'm going to go ahead and go with it. And it will make a difference if I ever have to take it back apart. Little extra safety measure just so it doesn't rattle off going down the road. I'm not sure on these old wires in here what's negative and what's positive. So, trial and error. Well, I had a 50-50 chance and I got it wrong. Perfect. I won't tape this one up because I've still got to feed it through the sealing material and mount a new light there. So that'll work for now. Well, I'm down to doing some cleanup work so I can then figure out exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to attach my sealing material. But I'm no longer going to use this rubber gasket molding around the edge. And I've got to take out these little pieces of the ply that had that was the roofing material, sealing material, I mean. At any rate, I'm pulling brad nails and staples and all that stuff. For now, just to clear the spot for the new piece of paneling that's going to go in here. And when it's time to pull the window out, replace the paneling, and reseal the window in, we'll just get that done as it comes. But for right now, I've got to do the prep work. The prep work isn't always as satisfying as actually doing the putting parts and pieces in. And I'll just continue doing that all the way around the perimeter of the top of the walls. And Well, I'll just continue. Okay. Well, we're getting a little further along. I've got a bunch of the stray material, leftover ceiling pieces trimmed out. Just a little quick overview of what I did when I wasn't tripping over the camera. But the exciting thing is, back here at the very back, you can see it's where the ladder is I exposed these screws that hold the top of the ladder in. Kinda. You can see they are not very secure. Every one of them stripped out. So I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to put a piece of 2x6 in here, and then new screws will have something to hold. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. I've got to cut out another piece of 2x that has that same hump in it. It's 1.5 inches on each end and 2 3/8 here in the center section. So we'll get that cut out and stuck up there and go from there. Well, because of all the rain we've had the last couple of days, I moved some of my stuff underneath the tongue of this trailer. I'm sure before it's all said and done, I'm going to smack my head on that. That's the notch for the wire. I'll see you inside. Well, after a little bit of drilling holes at angles so I could put the screws in, I'm back with you. Hold that a second. Okay. It's warm in here. Aha. It's like magic. Well, I ended up missing getting the video of doing a couple of things. There's the 2x6 mounted up in there so that the ladder ends will have something to grab onto. And I could put a couple of pieces of 2x in here between the new wood and the old wood. That's just so when I go to put the ceiling pieces in, it'll have something to grab onto also. Well, here it is Saturday morning, and I was trying out a little bit of stain on that chunk of paneling that I got. I could not find the correct paneling for the camper. I ended up getting floor underlayment, and I found a stain in my stash. It's Ace Hardware Provincial, and let me show you what I did. Well, that's the paneling, or the underlayment, and it's already been stained. And this is a piece of the paneling from the inside. It's actually the end of a cabinet. And I'd say that's pretty darn close. So I'm gonna run with it. Hi, Ella. Did you come to visit? Huh? Oh. Okay, there's remnants of glued in panel. That'll just make that poke out. So just a little bit of removal. Okay. It's 19 and a half, 45 3/4, 37 1/4, Jif peanut butter jar lid. Just right. Well, that was quick. See if I can be a little nicer with my hole cut. That's enough. Phew. Well, that looks better already. I'll be back with the correct tool. Okay, this is supposedly the correct tool. Okay, make it go in just a little bit more, and we'll try it again. That'll do. Home for the fire extinguisher. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and for now put the corners of this frame back in so the window doesn't fall out. Guess I need screws. There, that'll keep the window from falling out while I do other stuff. Probably ought to have this checked. But for now, looks good in its new home. I decided on the material for the ceiling. It's going to be 1/4 inch thick cedar tongue and groove plank. Anyway, it ought to look pretty good. And I was going to lay it out on there and go ahead and start varnishing it, but Here we go again. And it's just starting to rain. So I'm going to put that planking in my shed and keep it dry, so when it's time to varnish it, it'll be receptive of it. At any rate, I think I'm going to end this video here, and I thank you all again for joining me, and before I get soaking wet, I'll get out of here. You all have a good one. And this, my friends, feels like a little victory.